All right. Happy Monday. So I don't have to apologize for yesterday. Yesterday's video was basically just me telling you what project I was going to be doing today because I do not know how to record a video, start recording, pause or stop, because obviously you can't watch through the hours of curing time, right? So I don't know how to stop it, restart it, or piece it together, then these videos after video after video, and piece it together in one video. And it must be so simple that other people aren't posting how to do it because it's just that easy. I don't know. But I can't figure it out. So all I do is record a video and hit upload. And I guess I'm going to have to learn how to do it for sure, but no one's posting about it. So if anyone wants to give me a hint, I will take hints. If you want to email me a how-to, that's fine too. I'll actually put my email address in the comment in the video today because I do want an answer, right, for how to fix it. Okay, so I have a few projects to demold today. And one project I've already demolded without you because you didn't know that I was even doing it. It was a skull mold, and I filled it basically with, I painted it with chameleon powders, filled it with a little bit of black resin, and then all of my extra pieces. The problem with doing that is when you throw in the extras, they can scrape your mold. So the chameleon powders then were scraped off a little bit here. So I have to fix that. It doesn't look terrible, but it's not perfect. And Lord knows my OCD won't allow me to do anything that's not perfect. So I will be doing something to this, maybe some temporary tattoos or something put on to him. But check out this beauty. I love him. So what I used for him is these Baltic Bay chameleon powders, and I did 3 different colors, and I just brushed them onto different areas of the skull with 3 different colors, and then I filled it with black resin. So, but I also put all my extras in here, so I didn't waste a lot of resin. Literally, it was probably less than 6 ounces of resin, because it was so much of my extras. But it's heavy. It's a heavy skull, but that's so pretty. Okay. So that one you didn't even know I was doing. This is my turtle I was excited about. Let's see him. The green part of this turtle I have had done for weeks actually, but it was like extras that I poured in here, extra resin that I had from another project. And so I just poured it in the bottom of this turtle, and then I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then I had this little sign from Temu, and I thought, oh, I should put that on the bottom. How am I going to do that? Because it's not exactly round. But so I put the seashells around it to kind of frame it, and then I will have to fix up the bottom, obviously, because it just looks like I threw a sign on top, and so I don't want it to look like that. So I will have to fix that up. Okay. All right, so there's a couple of little bubbles that I have to fix on here, but the edges are amazing. There's no bubbles on the tail. So I can fix everything around the base. Like the base has to be leveled off and probably a ribbon or something put around it, and then a top coat. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so I am going to sand down the little so it's virtually impossible to have laid this in here without getting bubbles, right? Because, and I knew that, I just was gonna fill it later. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill this with maybe my 1 hour fast cure resin. I'll just top that off today. But this is basically what it's gonna look like already. So, and I love it. And the glitter that fell, and the chunky glitter that fell, actually just filled in the little scales so nicely. Looks like I planned it that way. So I love it. I really love him. He's really beautiful. Okay, so I will fix that up. Then we had the mold with the snowflake. This is the mold I made from a ornament that was on one of the Christmas trees at work, and I was like, I need a mold of that. But and I put the Aurora powders in here. It's pretty. There was obviously a piece of silicone that had been on, like, loose probably in the mold, so it was stuck here, and I've pulled that off. I don't love it, but if I shined it up, I would probably like it. But I feel like it should be shinier with the crystal facets that it has. But I think the Aurora powders really dulled it, because where it's not that, it is very shiny. But then the Aurora powders that I brushed on kind of dulled it, and I don't love it. But it will go in my extras that I'll probably put in another skull. Okay, so there's that. How about the seashell? Things float around in here so badly. I need to get a better air purifier or something. Okay, so I didn't even have my ceiling fan on, so I don't really have an excuse. So as I walked away from this last night, I noticed that a couple of bubbles had popped up inside of it, but I don't think they look bad. You don't want to put alcohol in this mold, because it is I mean, the anti-resin molds are not cheap. So you gotta actually use brute strength, which I no longer own. But okay. Ooh, that was on the bottom. Okay. So this has the Aurora powder in it. You can see it. And there's a couple of little bubbles, but I don't think they look bad at all. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. That's really pretty. Now, I thought about putting a piece of fantasy film on the bottom on this bottom, and then filling it. Yeah, so it shines all the way up to the edges. So I'll put a piece of the fantasy film on the bottom of this seashell, and then I'm gonna put a couple of little pearls around the top. But even all the scalloped edges are without bubbles, and they're smooth there's like one little place that's just a little sharp right there, so I can UV resin that. I don't think there's any other places that I would have to do that. Oh, maybe one right here. Okay, I can fix that. So very few. And then the crystal part at the bottom is just so pretty. It's like a druzy, crystal-y part. That's very nice. I love it. Okay. So what else am I working on? I have this wine glass holder and 2 wine coasters and the point of this is going to be that this is the top. I still have some places I need to fix, but this will be the top on a wine bottle, right? And then these coasters will be on the bottom of the wine glasses and stuck here. So that's how those will look. I have just put a little bit of resin on top here to make them nicer. And my glasses, I have resin curing on the top of them because I want it to not have bubbles. They're not quite cured in the middle, I guess. It's a little bit deep in the middle for the 1 hour fast cure. The 1 hour fast cure is great for just doing these small items. This is the Promise 1 hour fast cure resin. But if it's any depth at all, it takes a while to fill. So I want to make sure that we have enough resin in the middle of this, because what I don't want is a bubble to show when I put on the coaster. So when I set it on a coaster, I want it to be flat on flat and not make extra bubbles. So just want to make that. So I'm going to let them cure a little bit longer. Yeah, it's perfectly smooth there with the 1 hour fast cure. So that's good. Okay. And then these will need an additional layer, but I'm going to wait to put this layer on till I'm ready to set the glass in it and hopefully slide it around so I don't have any bubbles in it. I really don't want any bubbles. I'm going to put some fast cure resin on the top, on the bottom of this, and then I'll be ready to go with this hopefully tomorrow. The one other project I'm working on right now is I had a sweater that was it was a black sweater, and it had rhinestones going down it and pearls. The sweater ended up being really tight on me, and I didn't like the way it looked anymore. So I decided to cut it up in pieces. And I made a tray, and I made 6 coasters, but these 2 didn't work out because the mold, 2 of the places in the mold, I guess, were not great. So yeah, so I tried to save them, and then I said, nah, I'll just go with 4 coasters. So those are going in my extras. And then I just yesterday sanded these all down so that I can put a top coat on these. And so I will top coat these today and hopefully be able to show you those in a couple of days. And I did a tray. So I did a tray to match, and so I've sanded it all down, and now I will do a final flood coat on the tray and the coasters. So that's my plan for the next upload of video. Also, another project I'm working on is a painting of like a winter scene, like with Santa and dogs and things like that on it, and I am adding resin and glitter and things like I've done on like you saw on the first video that I did. So that's my projects that I'm working on today, and I then work the next 3 nights, but then hopefully my next upload I will be able to show you these finished. So that's my plan, and I will see you then. All I'm gonna do again is put a flood coat on all of these pieces. When I flood coat these coasters in particular, I will then attach it to a wine glass. And then once that's cured, I will turn the wine glass over and sit it upright. And then I can do something to the bottom of it. I don't know whether it'll be that I just add some pearls or I probably will just add a couple of pearls, to be honest, but I could also add some where is it? I have some rhinestone ribbon that I could put around that's like rhinestones, but I probably just keep it simple, add the resin and then maybe a couple of pearls, and hope for the best on that. That's probably all I will do. So I hope that you guys have a great day. I will try and figure out maybe some of you can help me how to record pieces and then put them together so you can see it all in one video, but until I figure that out, it's gonna be kind of disjointed like this. So, but this is the reality.